reasons why short film selectors will instantly dismiss your films are likely to be these, and I'll read these off the list because it's easier, that you've got an unremarkable, unoriginal story. That makes sense, doesn't it? And this, I think one reason that people should go to festivals is that your short may not be programmed, not because it's not well made or well acted, but because it's exactly the same as a short film that was made 3 years ago that has done the festivals, which is why you've got to try and see as many shorts as possible to be aware of stories that have already been told, because it can be brilliant and then someone goes, oh yeah, we've done that. Bad dialogue will go against your film, which also then translates to bad subtitles when you get those done, because that just shows up how weak your dialogue is when you're reading it and go, oh my God, that's very bad. Bad sound, because something that happens when you get to a festival venue is sometimes they haven't got the best sound in the world anyway, so you can imagine what it's like if your film has started off quite poorly. So if the programmer's kind of watching it and they're having to go like that to hear it, or it feels a bit muffled, then they're just thinking, how is this going to play on a big screen? Because they know that what you've given them is the best that you've got. You should never send a DVD in with a little note going, oh, I know it's not quite right yet, but I'll make it lovely. They are knowing that this is as good as you're going to get when you send it in. Another reason why you'll get rejected from a festival is because you've sent a film in that isn't within the style of that festival. And this is why research is so important. So if you've got a conventional narrative story and you're sending it to some very arty festival in Poland, don't be surprised when they don't like it. Because they probably do like, films of people sitting there, not saying anything, and then an owl flying by. If you get that kind of festival, you're not going to send a car chase film in, are you? But some people will. They'll just go, oh, look at that, and enter it. But you'll save yourself time and money by just clicking on, seeing what they screened last year in the shorts. And if you can't, if it doesn't give you enough about the synopsis on stuff, you've got to do a bit more research and jump onto other sites like Short Film Central, which I'll talk about more. And then you can find other films that are a bit like yours and where they've played. And that's a very good way of working out where to enter your festival, is to find something of a similar tone to your own short. The really good shorts that are in the festivals, you won't be able to see them online, because if you put your film online, then you're disqualifying it from the festival circuit. So do not do that. Don't put your festivals online, however people ask. So the only way you're going to get to see the films that are out there and that people are programming is to actually go to some festivals. The whole thing about the short films worldwide getting better and better and better. It used to be that you go to a festival and you'd watch something and there'd be something really ropey on and you'd be thinking, oh my God, terrible acting and terrible something. But it's very unlikely now that you'll see something at a decent festival that's badly acted. It's amazing. Because you're the person that's pushing your film. It's like your little thing. It can't do it on its own. It's just a little DVD in a box going, can't even speak. But you can do things for it. You can send it on little trips. You can say, oh, I'm going to put it in a box, padded envelope, it's going to go to France. You just give it a little holiday. It's your friend. DVDs are your family. I think they're a real boost to kind of like your confidence as a filmmaker if you start winning awards. And it doesn't matter if it's, a little award out of just 6 films in Grimsby. That doesn't look as great on the CV, but you go, oh, you're getting there. Someone has acknowledged that you have a talent. So awards are cracking. And if your film starts to do well and you start to get quite a few, it really changes the look of your CV. And because mine's doing quite well at the moment, it changed people's attitude to me when I was in Cannes, and that was really quite nice. Festival experience is a reason for going. Some of the people that I'm working with now are people that I met. Like, one of the directors I'm working with on a feature is someone I met in 1995 when one of my shorts was on in Edinburgh. And we maintained that kind of connection. We've always wanted to work together. You never know who the person that you're sitting next to in the bar is going to be, and if it's going to be someone who you're going to have in your life for a long period of time, or who you want to work with. It might be that you'll meet people that you've wanted to work with for ages, and if you've got a film on in a festival, it gives you an opportunity to talk to them, to make connections, and to do networking that might help you in your career. Media coverage is another reason for festivals. If you get into a decent festival, there might be some press on your short. Kind of like mine was on in this thing called Manhattan Shorts, and we had another Screen Yorkshire film that was King Ponce that was in Manhattan Shorts, which is a festival that played 12 films from across the world, 12 finalists were, during the last week of September, they screened in 23 different countries around the world. So that's 23 different countries, all with different press. It's just wildfire over the internet, that kind of thing, which creates an interest, which then means other festivals look for your film. Anyone in the world, to be honest, if you want to make a difference as a short filmmaker and you really want a prize on your CV that's going to matter, it's the BAFTA. And I mean, come on, one day, please, we all want to get one, but they're very, very hard, but it can be a very good way of working out what festivals to enter, because every year the BAFTA will give a list of festivals that if your film is screened at it, you can then enter your film for the BAFTAs. You get people like British Council, which pick up films that they think are going to fit certain festivals, which I can give you the list of as well, are kind of really proactive with those kind of films, ones that they think show a different side of Britain, or just are the films like September that's winning the BAFTA, or the ones that they see as being British type films. And the gay and lesbian ones are kind of like, some of them supported by British Council, but there's a massive market out there. Another thing you can click on, and it will show you festivals outside of America, which is where you'll get your ones in, you know, Europe and Canada and other places in the world. And you can even click on niches, so if you want to see women's festivals, you'll get those up, gay and lesbian, you'll get those up. And then there's a little page on each one, and you can click onto the event site of that festival, and that's when you'll go to their own site and you'll have a look and you'll see, is this a decent festival? I'd say most of the American festivals do stipulate that it's got to be anti-SC. It might be worth talking to post-production people to see if you can just get, you know, if they'll just convert it to just DVD before you go to the expense of getting the tapes done. You need a little box for your films when you send them out. How many of you have just been sending like DVDs out like that, but in a little plastic sleeve, not in a box? Don't do that, because it's going to get lost. Because you get a little plastic thing, imagine they've got piles and piles of paper, it's going to get lost amongst them. They'll take them and they'll give them to someone, or the ones they're interested in, they'll stack them on shelves. So without a box, I think it actually stipulates, definitely if it wasn't on there, it was on another festival thing, that on the spine they want the name of the film, the running time, and if it's PAL or NTSC. This is because then they can see what they're, you know, looking at, and they don't want to be going like this to every disc and trying to work out what it is. So, you need the title of your film quite clear on the front, a space to write your tracking number, because a lot of the ones online you've got a tracking number. I'm not sure if you do with Short Film Depot. I can't remember if you do, but definitely without a box you have to write your tracking number on it. If you've got your cast and crew on the back to help them. A very short log line. I mean, on this one we've just got, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22 words, which is my tagline for my film. If you're going to put a short synopsis, make it really short, don't tell the whole story, just have enough to get them involved. So, you know, 25, 50 words max on the back. And contact information, you need your address, your email, your phone number, the director's name. Trying to work out what your imagery of your film is going to be that then you create little marketing with. That was a video grab that we used for the postcard, just a small postcard. It's got on the back, it's got like the tagline of the film, which is the same as on the back of the box, and it's got the length of the film, who it's written by, the producer's contact and my contact, and like I say, every time I send the film off to Without a Box, I just put a little thank you note on it and a smiley face. And because also these are what you need when you go to festivals. You so have to have postcards to leave around the place. You need to keep a note of when you entered the festival, when you sent it off, what the deadline is, so you get an idea of, you know, how long away it is.